If you are a new front-end developer or a front-end engineer, or if you're just trying to get into building websites, box model is one of those key concepts that will help you build a pixel perfect website. Not only that, it is one of those topics that gets discussed a lot in a junior level interview. Whenever we talk about layouts in HTML, we are basically referring to the box that encapsulates an element. Let me show you what this box looks like. I am going to open google.com and I have added an outline to every HTML element on the page. What this is doing is it's showing you how every element is encapsulated inside a box. Now, if you change the spacing inside or outside of the box of this box element, it is considered to be playing around with box model. So you can add spacing either inside of this box, or you can add spacing outside of this box. Also, if you change the width or height of this box, or in a more layman's term, if you change the size of this box, irrespective of whether it's changed horizontally or vertically, it is also considered to be changes in box model. One more thing that you can see here is these all have certain borders or outlines. Here I would like to specify the term border. Border has certain thickness to it, and when you change that, it also changes the width of the box and thereby changing the box model of this element. Now that you have a basic understanding of what a box model is, let's play around with the code part of box model. I am going to show you my code along with what it does right now. So here, let me go ahead and add word wrap. So here we have a page which has a div box model, and it is inside a container, outside container. In terms of CSS, we are referencing main.css, and main.css has just some color to body, some color to outside container, and some color to the inside box model class. Now let's talk about padding part of the box model. Whenever we try to add space that is inside the element or inside the container, it is called padding. Here on my screen, if you can see, we are going to add a padding of 10 pixel here, and when you save it, it shows that there's some space between the text and the outline or border of this particular container. This is how we changed the box model of this particular container, and if we inspect it here, when we can also see how this padding is getting applied here. So here we have a padding of 10, 10, 10 and 10 pixel, and even here it highlights it on the top. What you can also do is, instead of having padding for just the whole container, you can just say I want a padding of 10 pixel on the top side and padding of say 25 pixel on the left side, like this. And now it has added space, the padding on the left hand side of 25 pixel and padding on top as like 10 pixel. You can confirm it by coming down here and see in the computed part of it, and here it shows you that it has 25 pixel added here and 10 pixel added on top. Okay, now we don't have to worry about adding these paddings separately. What we can do is, the way padding works is you can just have one call to it, and then clockwise is top, right, bottom, and left. You can apply your paddings like this. So you can say 10 pixels from top, you can say 25 on right, then you can say 0 on the bottom, and you can say 15 pixel on the left side. You can modify this based on your layout, the way you're designing a particular element. So here, top, right, bottom, and left. So this is where we talked about padding or the space that is inside the element. Now, what happens when you want to apply spacing outside of the element? Whenever you add spacing to the outside part of the element, it's called margin. Let me show you an example. Let's add a margin of 10 pixel to this box model class. When we save it, we see that the space has been added to the outside of the purple container, so it now shows the background of the outside container. Similar, just like how we worked with padding, you can also have margin top and margin, say, left 25 pixel, and now it has applied spacing outside of this container to only the left hand side and the top part of the box model class. And just like how padding is able to have properties like all the sides in just one particular line, you can do the exact same thing with margin. So here I am going to add a 20 pixel of margin top. I am going to add 10 pixel margin right, then I will have 20 pixel margin bottom and say 40 pixel margin on the left hand side. Once I save this, this is how it shows up. Next, we will also adjust width and height of this container to show you that even those affect the size of the container or the box model of this particular element. So let's say I am going to add width of say 300 pixel. Once I add that, Once I add that, the size of the container becomes 300 pixel, but it also applies padding on top of it and margin on top of it. So here, if you come here and look at this part here, it shows you that the size of the container is 300 pixel, and then it adds padding on top of it, and it adds margin on top of it. Similarly, we can add height to it. When we add height, I want to have say 50 pixel height here. It increases the height of the container, and here instead of showing the size of the text, it now shows you the height given here as a part of the code. So it shows you height, shows you padding. Since we had 0 padding here, it doesn't show that. And since we had margin of 20 pixel on top and 20 pixel on bottom, it is now showing you margin here and here. When we were talking about box model, I also told you that borders affect the size of the container as well. So here we have border of 1 pixel by default, which you can see here: 1 pixel, 1 pixel, 1 pixel, 1 pixel. Let's say I want a border of 10 pixel. It now shows up like this, and this also increases the overall width or height of the container. Just like padding and margin, we can have separate borders for different part of the page. For example, here I'm adding border 10 of 10 pixel solid white, and I will add border of I will just add border to the left hand part of this page and have, say, 30 pixel border, which is a lot. I'm just gonna remove this particular statement here. Once you do that, it added a border here and here, but it also changed the width of it. These few properties that can change the box model of a particular container or particular element is the only thing that you need to remember when we talk about box model. During interviews, people would ask the interviewer, like, can you explain me box model? All you have to tell them is like padding, margin, width, height, border. That's all. You tell them how it affects the size of the container and how you can use it to build a layout, and the interviewer will give you full marks. In terms of coding and development of layout, box model plays an important role, because someone might come and say, can you design this particular layout, and by just adding margins, padding, and these few properties, you will be able to make it look and feel the way it is supposed to look as per the layout. And that's why it's one of these core things that is taught as a part of HTML or CSS whenever someone gets into this stream. I guess this was helpful. If you would like to know, or if you like me to teach you a new topic or a particular topic, you can write it down in the comments below and I will take a look at it.